Hi, everybody. Thanks for joining in. I'm going to add one person as our panelist in just a second. So the first thing that I do want to tell you is that this is actually a webinar format, so it might be different than the Zoom that you were used to. You won't see yourself, you won't hear yourself, you can't unmute yourself. So please make sure that all of your questions go into the chat, and that way I can answer them as they come up. I'm awaiting. Dr. Cantu is actually going to join us as well. So save all your hard questions for her. I love seeing all these names. Thank you for joining me. I'm going to go ahead and share my screen as well so that I can have our presentation ready. I'm still waiting for Dr. Cantu. So again, if you have any questions, please make sure that you are putting them in the chat, and I will stop along the way to answer as many questions as I have. But as always, you know that if you call the school, I will call you back, leave me a message, whatever you need to do. Oh, here she is. So while she's logging in, I'm going to go ahead and get started. Thank you for attending this in-person information webinar. After it's done, it's automatically recording, and I will also send it out on, I'll send it out on Parent Square so that you can rewatch it if you'd like. School supplies are going to be provided for all of your students. We do want them to have a mask, but if they don't have one, then we also have some masks here at school that they're fabric masks that the teachers will write their names on them, and they will take them home and bring them back every day. But as far as school supplies, really the only thing that we're asking you to provide is a water bottle for your student. All right, so we are actually going to be starting in phase 3, which is where we will have students returning 5 days a week, except of course for the first 2 weeks. We will talk about that. But of course, health and safety is our first priority. We'll continue to have our virtual meetings. She says she can't start her video. I don't know why she can't.
Says my host has stopped it.
Oh, I'm making you a co-host. There you go. And I can't. Can you show yourself? No, there you are.
Hello, hello everyone.
Everyone, I'd like to introduce Dr. Cantu. She's our curriculum and instructions director at our district office, and just an amazing wealth of knowledge. And she's here to make sure that I'm doing a good job. So make sure you tell her I'm doing a good job.
Yes.
And she's also going to be monitoring the chat for me. So if you have questions. Our start date. So let me actually go back to, we are going to be in 5 days a week, minimum day schedule from 8 to 11 for in-person. And it really is the chance of, we are unlike any other district where we are providing instruction for 5 days in person. Most districts are only doing 2. So, our school board was pretty adamant that they feel that the students, when the parents want them to return, that they should have as much time in the class as they can. So school will begin at 8 o'clock and it will run till 11 o'clock. This is showing our weeks, the breakdown. Starting November 9th, students will come on the Monday, Tuesday, 9th and the 10th. Then they will have Veterans Day off, and then they will come back for the Thursday and Friday of that week. And then the following week, on the 16th, they will come again Monday, Tuesday. Wednesday will be an asynchronous or an independent day where they will Zoom from home with their teachers. So there will be no students on campus on the 18th, and then our in-person learning students will come back on the 19th and the 20th. It's a nice transition from staying at home the whole time to now at least coming 2 days, having a little break at home, and then coming 2 days again. And then after our 2 weeks, we have the week of Thanksgiving off. And then when we come back, we will have 3 full weeks prior to our winter break. And again, if you have questions, please feel free to put them in the chat. This will be sent home. This will be sent home on through Parent Square, and it's just kind of an informational sheet and things to think about for your child and things to start practicing with them as we're getting ready to bring them back to school. Backpacks, of course, and then whatever they do bring, please make sure that their names are on them. We will have in the classroom, the students will have all of their own supplies. They'll be in their own Ziploc bag, but if students want to bring their own small pencil bag, they're welcome to do that as well. Consider sending your child with a snack. It is 3 hours, especially for kindergarten. It is a little bit tough for them to make it all the way through 11 without stopping for a snack. Thanksgiving week is off. We have that. Let's go back. The week of the 23rd through the 27th. Yes, we have that week off. District, again, health and safety is everyone's first priority. So personal protective equipment has been provided for staff. They have masks and face shields, and there's gloves. We have reduced class size, so we will only have 16 students in person. Daily cleaning schedules. Mr. Ian and Mr. Dow have been working very hard on the schedule to make sure that all of our classes are cleaned every night. And teachers also have disinfecting spray that they will be able to use while the students are outside of the classroom. Kinders will also be in school for 3 hours a day. And we are, it's a great question about uniforms. We are a uniform school. However, we're not going to start wearing uniforms until January. So I know the kids will be super excited to get their little polo shirts as Christmas presents. Teachers we're going to be working with students about protocols, about wearing their masks, entry and exit and hand washing and social distancing. All of that is going to be taught while the students are here at school. Community. So we wanted to make sure that parents did have the choice of in-person or distance learning. And the great thing is that because our school board heard from parents saying, you know, they bonded with their teachers. So we did everything we could to make sure that the students were able to remain with their teachers. We did have a change in upper grade in grades 4 and 5. We needed to make a combo, but those specific parents will be contacted separately. But overall, 80 to 85% of our students that are returning were able to stay with their same teacher. Thank you. I see a question about drop off and will look like for kindergartners. And I will, I'm going to get to that because I have a whole map for you. We do, for the first time at Whitaker, have busing. And if you are interested or to see if you qualify for busing, you can visit the district website and then contact transportation. If you are new to Whitaker because of the redesignation of school boundaries, then if you were a bus rider last year, you will probably be a bus rider this year. So as far as the face masks, that is a great question. We do have face shields available for students. However, we really are requiring them to wear the face mask. If they have a medical note, if your doctor will send them with that note and we'll bring it to the office. about wearing those face masks at all the same time, but masks are still going to be required. The good thing is that the students will have a wellness break where they'll go outside and be able to eat their snack. And while they're eating, they will not be wearing their masks. After school care, as we do here at Whitaker, we have ACES. It will be from 11 to 2:30. I know the hours are really different, but we're just happy that there is childcare here at ACES after school. If you are interested in ACES, please, please, please quickly, because there is a cap on the number of students that ACES can take. So you'll need to come in quickly, fill out your application, and we will send it to ACES. And then you will need to wait until you hear back from our ACES coordinator before your child can start ACES. And don't worry, I'm still getting to the kindergarten question. Social distancing, we have spots all over our school. We have our arrows ready, but making sure that we make sure that students are socially distanced. Students will arrive at 7:45 or as close to the bell. We actually have staggered times that we're going to have students arrive by last name. So I will share that on the map in a little while. And all of these things will be sent out on Parent Square as well, so that you will be able to refer to them. The gates are going to open up at 7:45, and students will quickly move directly to their classrooms, and then instruction will begin at 8 o'clock. All right, so here is our map. So this is our entry map. So kinder, we have separate gates because we really are trying to spread our students out as much as possible. So there's a couple differences from last year. This year, because we are a busing school, this gate is no longer for student entry aside from bus riders. I see a question. That is a great question about returning from 8 to 2:30. So again, we have to follow health guidelines. It will continue to change as we keep watching our numbers while we are making sure that we're remaining safe. The difficult thing is, in order for it to be to 8 to 2:30, that would mean everybody has to be able to come back. So I know the district is mindful of that, but there is not a specific timeline for the full return.
Yes, and I want to just add that our full return, it also depends on the advice we have from our health care agencies as well as our school board. So we're very mindful of wanting to have a smooth transition from minimum days to full days, but we will do so under the right health conditions.
So another great question about the back gate. Yes, that's our favorite gate. We have a lot of students that use that. So all the gates will be opened at 7:45 in the morning. And then if you look at the bottom of this map, you'll see we're requesting that last names of A through H come at 7:45, I through J come at 7:50, and K through Z come at 7:55. That little bit of stagger will help with the crowds. Because we are now a busing school, this gate will only be for bus riders. This is the path that cars will take. And then you'll notice that we have a TK kinder gate that also siblings will be able to enter through. We have our back gate and we have our front gate as well. I see your question about ACES. They are going to be requiring face shields and face masks for ACES as well, but they also have wellness breaks and times where the kids will be walking around outside, having their snack without their mask. Another great question. If an in-person student decides that it's not working for them, please call the office. What we can do is change your child to distance learning. The difficulty is when we have distance learning that wants to change in person, because we are capped at 16 per classroom. So of course, if your child is not comfortable or you yourself are not comfortable with them being in person, you just call the office and we can very easily make that switch for you while you will still remain with the same teacher. Here comes our pickup map. So if you'll notice, this is different for our Whitaker families. Again, because we have the bus leaving at this time, we're going to close this off for afternoon pickup. What happens is that the cars tend to back up along here and then the bus will not be able to exit. The bus schedule is so tight that we have to make sure that they're able to leave. So we're requesting that parents will be driving in and entering from Montana, picking up right here or right here, and then we will be heading out. These gates show where students will be exiting from. This is a Walker gate in the back. This is now TK and Mrs. Brown's class. And kinder, because yes, we are asking, it doesn't have to be a parent that picks up kinder, but it has to be a sibling or somebody that the kinder parent, that the kinder teacher knows. But if it's an older sibling, they will still need to come this way to get their kinder sibling and then take them to whichever gate they will be exiting from.
And I'd like to assure parents that under the strong leadership of Principal Williamson, not only is she very much aware of our protocols for ingress and degress, but her entire staff. So they've walked through this, they've maintained social distancing to make sure that it can happen. And so I'm going to also remind parents that we are going to call on you to be great models for our health protocols, wearing masks, practicing social distancing between you and other families, and most of all, being very patient as our students enter the school as well as exit the school.
I have another question. Students are not going to be required to get tested. It is actually up to the parents. We can't require testing, but we do have very, very strenuous health protocols set into place and safety protocols. So we actually are going to get to that. I just got all of my thermometers, so students will all be having their temperatures taken at the gate. I see another question about minimum days ending at 12:30. My suggestion to you is ACES is until 2:30, and during the ACES time, they are getting help with homework for an hour. They're getting social emotional practice. They're getting an activity time. So if ACES is something that you would be interested in, I would suggest keeping them until 2:30. They do get a snack as well. So they become very good friends with their ACES instructors as well as the other students in the class. But if you have more questions, later on, I'm going to show you the ACES phone number and you can call the ACES coordinator with more questions. Specific pickup time is for everyone. It is 11 o'clock. Kinder students, in and out by parent or sibling. Okay, so we cannot have parents on campus. So that is something that is different. But older siblings who attend Whitaker will be temperature checked and then they will be meeting them. They can take their kinder students, their kinder brothers and sisters all the way to the classroom. And oh, here we go. Another about lunch. You guys have such good questions. I have a whole slide about lunch, so hold on to that. We're not going to have drive-through distribution at 12:20. That will continue at Gilbert School. We are limited. There's two schools that will continue with lunch distribution, and there is more information on our district website. So yes, kinder grandparents, that's exactly right. They're going to meet at that orange star for dismissal. Our kinder classrooms are right along this wing. So this is where we are going to have the 3 kindergarten classes socially distanced, and parents, grandparents, babysitters, guardians will pick up from this side. And again, be patient because it's going to take our kinder teachers knowing who to release the students to. And we are counting on the students to say, that's my grandpa, that's my grandma, and say wave. So we make sure that they are not just running out of the gate, that they are going with the person that was there to retrieve them. And yes, this is a different gate that will only be open for exiting. It's very important that we have no late pickup. This is the part we really want to make sure that at 11 o'clock, the students are either on the bus on their way to their ACES classroom or heading for home. We don't want students congregating on the playground in order to make sure that everybody stays safe. I have a question about teachers are doing online and in person. Yes, they will stay with their same teacher. So what the schedule is from 8 to 11 is our in-person students. But at 10 o'clock till 10:45, our distance learning students with the same teacher will Zoom in for what we're calling real time. So the teacher will be teaching to both groups, and she'll project her large students her students on the screen. So the students will get to see their classmates, answer questions along with the teacher, and make it as close to all of us being together as we possibly can. Then everybody takes their lunch break. And then at 12 o'clock to 2:15 is when the distance learning students will Zoom with their classroom teacher. Boys and Girls Club, yes?
I was just going to say this schedule allows for students and parents. We heard you loud and clear. You wanted to keep your same teacher. So this schedule of teachers having their class, whether it's in person or distance learning, have instruction from their original teacher as much as possible. And I have to say, Principal Williamson has done a fantastic job of assuring smooth transition and continuity of instruction. So she's worked hard to have very little change. And so I want to commend her for that. But yes, we heard parents loud and clear. You were wanting to keep the same teacher.
I have another great question. Yes, Boys and Girls Club and other childcare will be able to pick up from Whitaker. If you need a printed schedule, you can go ahead and just send me a message on Parent Square, and I can get that out to you. I know Bumblebee Daycare is also picking up from Whitaker. So yes, Boys and Girls Club is welcome. All right, this is our screening at the gates. So it's a reminder to parents, like we really do need to work as a team. If your child is not feeling well or showing symptoms, please make sure that you keep them home. When they do come to the gate, their temperature is going to be taken. And if they're not feeling well, or if they have a high temperature of over 100.4, we're going to send them to our health office. So it's very, very important that you make sure that your contact information is current and that we have more than one phone number. Because if your child is not feeling well, it's not like we can keep them here. We are going to ask you to pick them up as soon as possible. So that is a great question about homework. So the nice thing is, because we have smaller groups that teachers will be working with, the homework is really going to change. The asynchronous time is going to be more independent based on iReady Reading, iReady Math, and Zern and Epic. There's going to be less assignments sent out on Seesaw. So within that same class of the 3 hours, then they will have 1 hour of work that is to be done asynchronously or independently. If you are ever feeling like your child is overwhelmed by the amount of work that they are receiving, contact the teacher. It is a really difficult time for kids, my own kids included. It's a really tough time. But just so you know, we are all here. We know that students and families and teachers, we're all struggling together. So if your child is ever feeling overwhelmed by the amount of work that teachers are assigning, please contact that teacher. If you are not comfortable with that, contact me and we can sit down and have a discussion. I have not heard about that, about checking their temperature on their wrist. That I'm going to write that down and I will get back to you, Mr. and Mrs. Fausto. I will check that. I have not heard that. That's a great question. All right. I also want to assure you that we do have a separate room for students who are showing symptoms. It's actually an enclosed room. So now we have our healthy office, which is where students will go if they are in need of adult help, if they have a bump or a bruise. And then students who have symptoms will be taken to a separate room, but they will still be monitored. But as soon as we are showing symptoms, a student is showing symptoms, they will be called to, parents will be called to pick up. Okay, transportation. We are following all of the safety guidelines. We are a busing school, which is new to all of us here at Whitaker. But it's not new to students that attended Beatty or Emory last year. So some of you were familiar with the busing. Our buses are also following strict guidelines. Traditionally, they hold 84 passengers, and now they've been cut into a third. They are asking that siblings sit together, and that buses, after the route, they're being cleaned and sanitized. We're asking students to stand 6 feet apart at the bus stop. So all of those safety precautions will continue to be in place with our transportation. Childcare. So yes, we do have ACEs here at Whitaker. We're very excited. We have our ACEs staff ready to come back, but again, they are limiting to 14-1 within those classes. So if you are at all interested in having your child attend ACEs, here's the phone number. Make sure you call them, but you will need to fill out an application here at school. Then we will send it to the ACEs coordinators, and then you will need to wait until you receive a call back from them in order for your child to start ACEs. ACEs will end at 2:30, so please make sure that you are able to pick them up at 2:30 as well from that. And then yes, of course, we have Boys and Girls Club is available, Bumblebee. So if ACEs does not meet your needs, you can always call the school and we can provide you with some more resources to help. All right, here's that lunch question. So students who will be leaving at 11 o'clock, meaning they're going home or riding the bus, they're going to have the grab and go lunch similar to what you're picking up right now. Students who attend ACEs will have a different lunch, and that will be warmed up and it will be taken to their ACEs classrooms for them to have with their ACEs teacher. So students will have 2 different meal pickups according to whether they are leaving campus at 11 or going to ACEs. And same thing is with that grab and go, there is the breakfast for the next morning that's included. My daughter, her favorite is those little French toast sticks. She loves those. So whenever we have those, I have to save those for her. They will have accurate counts. Every student will be able to receive a lunch every day as part of our grant. And you know, so this is different than other districts. So it does make me very proud and pleased that every student will take home a lunch or have their lunch at ACES. Something else that we are really happy to have is that on campus, our counselors will be back. We know that this time has been really, really tough on students, and that the coming back to school is going to be adjustment for a lot of them. So our counselors, we have counselors assigned to each school. Teachers are well aware of making sure that we have that social emotional time. Wellness breaks are going to be scheduled. We know kinder is going to need several wellness breaks. During that wellness break, it will be a time for your child to get outside, to move around, to have a small snack while they are outside. Again, that's going to be really important that everybody remembers to bring a water bottle, like a refillable water bottle with them, send them with their children to school, because that will be a time that they're, you know, taking their drinks of water, although they can in the classroom as well. A wellness break will be a time too that we're going to still encourage social distancing, but it's just going to be a time that they can talk with their friends that they haven't seen for months and months. This chart talks about what happens when, yes, you can please bring your own, have your student bring their own snack, small stacks. Please do not send them with the giant bags of Takis. They love those bags, I know. But the one thing that we are really, really going to remind students is that we cannot have any sharing of food at all. This is really hard for our students because sharing is caring. They want to share with their friends, but for the safety of everyone, we really are going to enforce that no sharing of snacks rule. So, kind of remind your kids before, yes, honey, you are a good sharer, just not at school. So looking at this chart, and again, this is all being recorded and I'll send it out to you so you can read it a little more, go over it a little bit more, but it kind of goes over our protocols of what will happen if your student is not feeling well and if they're showing symptoms. So again, we have that specific isolation room, which we're calling the island. Great question. If we do have a case of COVID, parents will receive a specific notice. When we say suspected, if every time somebody has a fever, we're not going to notify parents because as flu season, you're going to get a note probably every day. But when we do have cases, there will be notification that is sent out specifically to that classroom, as well as any other group that may have had close contact for more than 15 minutes. What if they have a cough? So cough is one of those that we are really worried about. If they have a cough, I would really recommend that they do stay home until that cough is cleared up and actually cleared up along with without medication. So cough is one of the things that we are really concerned about. Plus, it's going to be hard for them because if they are coughing and they have to wear the masks. Yes, it is flu season. It is a tough call. We are going to be extra vigilant though, because we do want to make sure that the kids are staying safe. Yes, please. Hand sanitizer, personal hand sanitizer is a great thing. They have lots of great scents. But again, we're going to remind our kids that they want to share with their friends, but their personal hand sanitizer is just that. It is for them. So it's kind of it's tough because kids, again, we teach them to share, except safety comes first. So this is our safety precautions. All right. I've lost my cursor, so I have to make sure I find it. Okay. All right. So I'm at this point. Do you have any specific questions? Go ahead and put them in the chat for me. Thank you for those that have been contributing. Let me go back through and see if there's anything. So here's the thing is, yes, illnesses are considered excused absences. So we are stating that, yes, they are considered excused. Face shields can be worn, but they're not an alternative to a face mask. We are requiring that students wear face masks, but again, they will have some time to get outside, eat their snacks, take off their masks, and they are here again for 3 hours. So yes, some for longer, but yes, students will be required to wear face masks. Backpacks, essential. Please bring backpacks to school. They can keep their water bottle in it. They can, have their hand sanitizer. So their tablets, that they're going to be hearing from their specific grade levels. I know that Kinder is going to be keeping tablets at home unless they are attending ACES. So each grade level will be making that decision, but for third grade for sure and higher, they will be bringing their tablets back and forth. Our first day is Monday, so November 9th. I'm very excited about that. I am seeing, yes, we will have some principal check-in times. Oh, lots of questions coming in now. Supplies. We will be providing crayons, pencils, scissors, glue sticks, all of those things. I see another great question. Yes, if your child is ill on a day and they're well enough to sit up, of course we want them to attend on Zoom. That is one of the great things about having both distance learning and in person and staying with the same teacher. They will be able to have that same teacher. And yes, they can attend in the afternoon distance learning. ACES, the pickup is only at the ACES gate right by in our parking lot by Dale Street. When you are there for ACES, it is our key code gate, and ACES coordinators will be contacting you about their pickup and their sign out. Okay, as far as lunch, remember, we are not having lunch here on campus except for ACES. ACES will be 14 to 1 in their classrooms. Yes, there are desk shields on every desk for all of our students. Can we send our child with a face shield or a mask? So please make sure that they have a mask on. We also have masks here. We also have face shields, but if your child has a face shield, of course you may send it with them in their backpack, or if they can wear it to school. School will end again at 11 o'clock, and we have that dismissal note, that dismissal map of our different locations. Of course, our back gate will be open. We know that a lot of our families come from that. And school is, yes, it's Monday through Friday, but remember, September 11th is a holiday. That's our Veterans Day. There is no school on that day. Then the following Wednesday, the 18th, will be an asynchronous day, and all students will be Zooming in from home on that day. So the nice thing is we will go Monday, Tuesday, have a break on Wednesday for Veterans Day, come back on Thursday, Friday. Then the following week, Monday, Tuesday, asynchronous on the 18th, and then Thursday, Friday in person. Then the week after that, nobody come because it's Thanksgiving week. You may send your child with both a face shield and a mask if you'd like. If you don't have a face shield, but your child would like one, we do have them here at school that your child the teacher will write their name on it for them if they feel more comfortable wearing both. The bus transportation is specific bus stops only. They cannot make specific drop-offs at specific locations or daycare. If you are interested in transportation, if you visit the district website, which is bpsd.us, and you click on transportation, there's lots of information, applications, and a phone number that you can call directly. Oh, uniforms, another great question. We are a uniform school, but again, we're not going to have students enforce wearing uniforms until January. The best place I have seen, honestly, is Target online. Walmart also has them. We do have limited supplies here at school, but for those of you that do want to get a jump start on it, polo shirts, collared shirts in white, light blue, navy blue. Pants are navy blue, jeans, or khaki brown. But again, you can worry about that later. We do have, how many kids per class? We only have 16. We have capped it at 16 per classroom, and every student has their own desk shield, separator partition. Restroom policy for kinder. That is a great question. The kinder teachers themselves how are they supposed to go to the bathroom? We have to all go. So for those of you who have been at Whitaker prior, or you know where our classrooms are, I'm going to go talk to you about, we have the kinder classrooms all in a row, and there is a bathroom right at the end of their row. We also have on campus someone who is called an attendant. It is a hired position by the district that will be here to assist while we have students here. Their main job will be making sure that students are practicing social distancing. They will be sanitizing the bathrooms often, almost every hour, I also have my own laptop on a portable cart, and I've told the kindergarten teachers I'm planning to hang out on their wing most of the time. We also have kinder IAs that will be escorting students back and forth to the bathroom at that time. Our bathrooms will be limited to 2 students at a time. We have our social distancing spots outside, and all of this is going to be taught to the students during those first days, and we will continue to practice. um let's see. I saw, did I miss one?
I think there was one about medication drop off and parents volunteering.
So I would love to have parents volunteer, but we cannot have any visitors on campus at this time. So that is a tough part, but so we, as soon as we are able to open up, believe me, I'm going to reach out to all of you and tell you you all need to volunteer. Ways that you can help and contribute is that we do still have our homeschool organization, HSO, and we are going to do our best to do some kind of fundraisers um, as the year continues to still support our students. I see somebody that says they pick up from the back gate. Older siblings are welcome to come towards the kinder lines to get siblings and then head to the back gate as always. They will just need to make sure that the kinder student says, "Hey, that's my brother. That's my brother Johnny," and so that they know specifically who they are going with. And it's going to take our kinder teachers a little bit of time because we want to make sure we know exactly who our kinders are going off with. So if you know specifically your child will be picked up by an older sibling, please let your teacher know. Please make sure your teacher knows who is picking up your kinder child so that they can have it on their clipboard ready and say, "Oh, yep, Johnny is picking up." So it's nice that you want to volunteer about sanitizing. The classrooms will be sanitized each night, every area wiped down. And our custodians have these very cool, they look like Ghostbusters, and it sprays a fine mist into the air and will sanitize the entire area. Teachers also have sanitizing spray. They had to take a special training in order to have these. So before they go out for a wellness break, or if a student has sneezed or something, the teacher is able to spray the spray, take the kids out for 2 minutes, and come back in, and it will be completely dry. Dropping off medications, you will need to bring them to the front office. Please make sure that you call our office prior. Mrs. Rodriguez is our health clerk. You'll need to get in contact with her because she needs to have the release from the doctors, and it has to be current. So if you have any kind of medications, please make sure that you contact Miss Loretta Rodriguez at our school site to talk to her about your medications. Yes, the school will still provide lunch for all of our students. We will have, yes, our crossing guard is back. We've already heard from the police department. They are ready to start on November 9th, our first day back to class. And we do also have adults assigned as crosswalks for the driveways as well. So that is all set up for us. Yes, we are asking everyone to be very, very patient. Something else you may want to tell your friends and relatives, that our school resource officers from the Buena Park Police Department will be patrolling our areas during our entry and dismissal time to make sure that everyone is staying safe and that we're all following our safety precautions. I'm so glad that you are feeling better about your child heading back to school. That makes all of this worth it. Somebody else is asking that, yes, aside from the spray, yes, we actually are wiping down each desk every day. We're very lucky here that the district has provided additional custodial support. Normally we have one at night. We now are up to 1 3/4 each night to make sure that every single classroom is not just sprayed and sanitized, but all areas are also wiped down. All right. Any other questions? I love all your questions.
Mhm.
I feel like I'm on a game show, like I got to
Yes,
answer these as
and
quickly as I
and
can.
you're winning. I would
Um,
just like to add the fact that we are so pleased to be welcoming students back. There are fewer students than enrolled, so that will also help with egress and degress, as well as maintaining disinfected areas. But
Mhm.
of course, what will really make this happen is the wonderful leadership of Principal Williamson and her fantastic staff, including support members as well as teachers. The teachers are working extremely hard to make sure that instruction is not only rigorous but fun and welcoming, but they are doing their best to keep kids safe and healthy as well. We not only have a responsibility to make sure our students are healthy and our families are healthy, but every staff member as well comes to a very not only welcoming but healthy environment. So I want to thank those teachers and staff members, and most of all, thank Principal Williamson. She has left no stone unturned. And I must say, when our students come back, we're going to get information about a situation we've never been in. And
Mhm.
we will make sure that your input um, is heard and that we respond to any needs that come up.
Um, the one thing is we do know that congestion at Whitaker is a problem because we are a cul-de-sac on both sides and in the back as well. The nice thing is that we have only 60% of our students returning. So it will lessen that congestion quite a bit. If you do hear of any situations or problems, please feel free to call the office and let us know, and we'll resolve as quickly as we can. All right. Any other questions for me or Dr. Cantu? All right, so you guys know you can always parent square me, you can call, email, however you would like to get a hold of me. I'm here to answer questions. I'm very excited to have the kids back again since, Whitaker is my home. It was my home for 18 years, so I'm so excited to see their faces again, or at least half of their faces again. But please don't hesitate to call if you have any questions. All right. Thank you so much, everybody.
Thank you.